Hello and good day everyone. So today another video, another content. Uh, we will be trying out the Google Cloud platform for the first time. So we have tried AWS and some other cloud hosting like DigitalOcean and Linode. And yeah, for today's video, we will give it a try for the Google GCP. Okay, as you can see, I have freshly created a new Google Cloud platform account. So I have also read the documentation on how to set up virtual machines and then how to set up a web server. So for today's agenda, or the agenda of this video, is we'll be creating a web server inside a virtual machine in our Google Cloud platform with Webmin. Okay? Webmin. So basically, we'll be trying out if it's possible to create a web server in Google Cloud platform and then install the Webmin, the web server administration for Linux. We'll be installing Webmin first, and then Apache, and then MySQL Server or MariaDB, and then PHP. Okay, so let's start. So to start with, you will need to create or to go to compute engine for your Google Cloud. As you can see, I have already tested out my certain instance. So I have a LAMP stack US Central where it is actually based. So for this tutorial, for this video, we'll be trying out from another region. So probably Singapore because I am from Southeast Asia. So basically that's where going to do right now. Okay, so to start with, again, if you cannot find the compute solution or engine, just search for it, compute engine, and then click, and then inside your compute engine, you are given with this kind of settings and functionalities. So to start creating your VM, so let's create instance. Okay, so name your instance. So in our case, Webmin, and then I will call it SG1 Singapore, and then of course I will choose Singapore. Okay, Singapore. Okay, as you can see, there is a estimated monthly estimated cost for the server. So this is for uh, the standard or the standard E2 series, low cost day-to-day computing, but you can actually make this lower by setting the machine type. So instead of having it E2 medium, you can actually select shared core and then E2 micro. Take note, now the pricing is much lower, but yes, the capability of your machine is also reduced. Okay, so one shared core, 1 GB memory. So for a typical web server that will handle serving website with a estimated amount of, or a relatively low traffic, this could do. Okay, this could do. Even DigitalOcean and Vultr, actually this is the lowest offer they could give or they are giving for the basic web hosting or cloud hosting. Anyways, so we have here the preset for the machine type. You can also select what particular OS. So in my case, I will be selecting, so for the OS, I love to have it like the stable version, uh, Bullseye. And then don't forget to select the standard persistent disk. Okay? And then you can adjust settings from the standard size is 10 gigabytes. So you can make it 16 or just leave it 18 or 10. So select. So networking. So inside our networking, we have, since this is a web server, you should allow HTTP traffic and then the HTTPS. Okay? So just these two for the SSL and the standard HTTP traffic. Uh, the rest is just leave it as it is. And then observability, you have the options for monitoring, security. I guess for now we will leave it blank. So the important thing is machine, and then the OS, and then the networking. Okay, so this is actually your monthly estimated billing. So you have like $8 per month for the region Southeast Asia, Singapore. Okay, so let us refresh. Well, for no reason it has reset. So because we are uh, maybe because Google has detected inactivity. Okay, so Singapore. Anyway, this is for so that we can familiarize. So instead of standard, we have micro so that our billing will be reduced. Change the OS to Debian 10, and then standard persistent disk. And then for networking, allow HTTP, and yes, so $8 per month. OS, Debian Bullseye, networking, and then create. Okay? So as easy as that. So you will go to compute solution, and then inside compute, you have to create your instance. So we have now our Webmin Asia Southeast B. So I think this is for the B is for the cluster or uh, so it will take some time. Okay, and now we have our server. Okay, so take note also that it has an external IP address wherein it is pingable all throughout the internet. So let's test it out. Okay, let's say for example, this is your external IP, but this is actually for just like being changed each time your server or instance is being rebooted. Okay, so let's try to ping this IP if it will reply CMD and then ping. Okay, so yes, your server is now running. So 74 ms, quite a thing. Now, inside your instance, it is running the networking to set. If you want to edit or make changes, you can just simply click edit. and then make the appropriate changes available. Okay, for networking, and then extra settings for the backup plan, and then the disk. So let's go back to the list. Okay, so we will now connect to our Webmin via SSH. So the default connection, or the default way of connecting is Google Cloud provided a in-browser SSH terminal, uh, which is quite easy. So establishing connection, and there you go. We are connected via SSH to our Linux virtual machine on our Google Cloud platform account. So to install Webmin, we can actually, I have provided a list. This one, I have provided a list of how to install. I'm sorry, how to install Webmin in your Debian virtual machine from your Google Cloud platform. Okay, so first thing first, sudo apt update. Okay, so at least for the dependencies, and then copy the precompiled Perl uh, for the Webmin. So it will take some time. So now we are installing Webmin. Okay, we are installing Webmin. So we will install Apache and MySQL inside the Webmin console. Okay, so there you go. We have installed. So we will also install curl because it is needed. Copy. Did it install? No. So install curl. Okay. So it's installed. And sudo curl. Copy the Webmin standard package. Okay. So curl, and then we can now check if download deb, and then okay, so we need to depackage this one. So current 50 ebg sudo I dpkg I dpkg webmin dash current dot dev. Okay, so let's try to install. Oops. Dash okay, so we misplaced the parameters. So sudo depackage install webmin.dev. So after downloading, so we forgot this command. So let's just update. So just check this line by line command. If not from the description of this video, from the first comment. Okay, so admin is now installed. So, but not just yet. You cannot just simply copy your HTTPS and then 10,000. So you have, okay, you have installed and then HTTPS external IP again. Webmin uses the 10,000 port for the web access. So if this is the case, it's now okay. Your external IP here of your instance, just put HTTPS and then colon 10,000 and then help me understand and then proceed. Okay, so you have now your webmin instance in your Google Cloud virtual machine. So that was easy. Okay, so now we will try to log in, but of course we cannot log in yet. So we have to do like super user pass wd root. We will change the root password of your virtual machine. So su pass wd root. Okay, sudo I mean pass wd root. Okay, it will ask for a new password. Just create a password and then confirm. Okay, password has been successfully. Uh, Now you can now log into your webmin using your root account and then your newly created password. It's because the terminal, the Google Cloud terminal for a virtual machine is by default root. Okay, so we are now logged in, so we can now see the analytics or the resources utilization and the updates. So update packages. I think this is for the Debian. You can simply update that by running update, of course. So now let's go to servers. So we don't have servers yet. So let's click on unused modules. So we have Apache. We need to install this because we are building LAMP and then MySQL Server. And then there are a bunch of modules like firewall, dispel to ban, intrusion detection, firewall ID, pretty handful server administration and protection modules. So for now, we'll be installing Apache. Okay, so let's try to install Apache. Although you can actually install MySQL Server using the standard command line terminal, but for the purpose of uh, installation of webmin, you can actually use, or for the purpose of uh, demonstration, installation on webmin, this is quite easy because you just go to modules and use modules and install my Apache server from there. So it's now installing. So Apache. So that's actually pretty basic. Setting up web server uh, in a virtual machine from your Google Cloud Platform account. Okay, so you have your IP address. The only problem is that, like I said, this IP address tends to change every time uh, the machine or the instance is being rebooted. Uh, because this just lasts for a short time. There is actually a term for that. What is the term for There's a term for Google Cloud Platform for that. It is actually, what do you call that? Ethermal. Ethermal. So I forgot the term, but there's actually a term for that. So later on, we will consult the documentation. Okay, so installation complete. Return to Apache. Okay, so let's head to our servers. We don't have Apache yet, but if we refresh modules, by refreshing modules, it will be now be listed. Okay, so from modules also, from unused modules, we can also install MySQL here. Okay, so install. So that's the beauty of having a webmin or interface, server administration for your Linux machine. So there are just click, no need for terminal, but it is also advisable when learning Linux to at least practice the terminal. Okay, so that's it. So we have now logged in to our server. So Apache. And then for the PHP, let's continue until PHP. So the Apache and the MySQL, I installed it here via web admin console. But for the PHP, for the standard LAMP package, so to complete the standard LAMP package, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, we will use the terminal for the PHP installation. So in our case, we will be installing uh, PHP 7.4, which is the default PHP distribution for Debian 11. Okay, so installation complete, prefetching available package. So just like that. Okay. So by default, uh, your MySQL here in terminal doesn't have a password. So if you do like sudo MariaDB, there, it doesn't ask for a password. It directly bring you to MariaDB terminal console. Okay, so just like that, finish. So return to database SQL. Now we will install. Let's just quit. And webmin also, there's actually a tool here for command shell terminal. The terminal can actually use this instead of logging here into your SS Cloud. Once you have webmin, you can actually install uh, or you can use the tool inside your webmin for terminal commands. Okay, so don't forget to sudo or sorry, data sudo apt update. Okay, another Debian, and then copy the command for installation of PHP, paste. So it's the same. It's the same. Here, this is a pop-up browser for the terminal. Okay, so since we have Webmin, we can actually utilize Webmin features. So it's basically safe to close this one. Okay, so inside our Webmin, next is this one, sudo. Okay, and then another update because we have declared repositories for the archive modules. There's an error, lucky release. Okay, there's an error. Okay, I guess it won't proceed. So let's update. So anyway, let's directly install PHP 7.4 if it will work. Okay, so it's working. So modes available 7.4. We choose 7.4 although there is a higher version, I think 8 point something. It's because our Linux is Debian 11 Bullseye. So to be fully compatible with, anyway, you can actually run multiple PHP versions inside Apache uh, by just using the alternative configuration features. So no errors at all. So we can now install the needed modules. This is actually for MySQL mod Apache and then MySQL. Uh, yes, MySQL and then paste. Okay, let's give it some time. So after that, we will be testing out if the Apache is actually running. Okay. Okay, so there you go. So we need to sudo system ctl restart Apache 2. Okay, so by just copying this copying this IP address, so it should, oops, ayun. There you go. We have now a fully working web server. Okay, so we installed it by webmin. We first install webmin, and then from webmin, inside webmin, we actually install MySQL, Apache, and then PHP. So there you go. That's it. My baby is crying. Thank you and good day.